Since the topic of relationships with the age differences, the age gaps dating is so popular at this channel because you leave so many comments, you share your search, we will speak about age gaps in this video. My name is Svetlana Mucha and I'm the founder and the dating coach, the leading matchmaker at Diolli.com, and at this channel we speak about love, dating, relationship, and particularly about international dating. So let's jump into this topic. I want to read one of your comments first and then we will discuss it. So the gentleman writes, "It's universal, not just in Ukraine, but since it is Ukrainian women we are talking about, that is why he said it specifically about them. It wasn't a very good example. He should have widened the gap, say 33 and 23. Does a 33 years old have the same options as a 23 years old woman? In general, of course not. There is one other significant criteria, which is appearance. But if two women have a similar appearance, a 23 years old will always have more male attention than someone who is 33. And as a woman gets older, she is more likely to have a child, which will decrease her desirability to men still further. So the example you gave, a woman 35 and a woman 25, it depends. If the older woman is far more attractive, then yes, she would have more male options. But if it is similar, realistically, she won't be able to compete. As a man close to this demographic, I certainly would find a woman who is 25 more desirable than one who is 35. And I doubt I'm alone in this. I dare say a man who is 45 would also feel similarly, also a man who is 35. So basically, this gentleman wants to say that a woman who is 25 years old is far more attractive, far more desirable for men as a woman who is 35 years old. Well, I think I understand what this gentleman tries to explain, and really if I tell some of my clients that, you know what, I have a 25 years old woman who is interested in you, many men who are in their late 30s, early 40s, late 40s, early 50s, they would gladly jump on this opportunity, and well, you can understand why, because everybody wants to brush their ego, everybody wants to have these proofs that he is desirable despite his age by much younger women. Well, not all men are like that. Some men still have critical thinking and they still are logical in their choices. So if I tell to some of my male clients, let's say to a gentleman who is 40, that, hey, I have a woman who is 25 and she is interested, they would actually ask a question, why is she interested in dating someone who is 15 years older than she is? What are her true reasons? Why isn't she interested in dating someone her age, someone who is, let's say, 5 to 7 years older or even 10 years older, like a 35 years old male? What does she want to gain from a relationship acquaintance with a man who is 15 years older than she is? And these questions are really the smart one. You should ask these questions. You should never quit thinking critically and logically when it comes to dating. Why does she want to date me? I don't want to tell you right now that you have to be very suspicious and you have to doubt everything, you have to doubt her interest. But if you're speaking about relationships with the age differences, trust me, age difference is never a desirable thing for a person who is younger. So for a lady who is 25, her desire to date a much older man, there should be a reason. Of course, there can be a scenario when this 40 years old gentleman, let's say he's a successful surgeon, and he can say that, look, I'm buying you tickets to fly first class to Paris, and there I will show you why you should choose me. What can I offer you, why you should choose me over a guy your age or a guy who is like 5, 7, 10 years older than you are. And there can be a 40 years old male who will claim that she should choose him purely because his heart is so loving and his soul is so romantic. And by the logic of the later, guys her age or guys who are like 5, 7 years older, they have neither a heart nor a loving soul or a tender soul. Relationship should be a win-win situation for both parties, not just for a guy who wants to get a much younger body, a much younger woman. Of course, if a gentleman is in his early 40s and he wants to have kids, he most likely will be looking for someone younger. And these are bad news for ladies in their early 40s who want to date guys their age. And I often cover this topic in our blogs for ladies, especially in our TikTok for the ladies. And I get lots of critique from ladies in their early 40s who start writing that it is not fair that this men in their early 40s want to date someone younger because they also want to date someone their age and they don't want to date someone in their 50s. Well, good news are they still can date men their age and there will be plenty of opportunities for them, to be honest, because not all men in their early 40s want to have kids, but well, they would have, these women, they will have to invest more time and more effort into their search to find such men. I personally know a couple, and the lady, she is 40 years old, her husband is 35 years old, so he is like 5 years younger, and they have 3 kids, and their oldest son, he's the same age as my daughter, so he is 4, and their youngest kid, their daughter, she has just turned 1, and this couple, they have met 5 years ago when the lady was 35 and the gentleman was 30. They have met at a party and they hit it off, and they have built a beautiful relationship that led to marriage and having 3 kids. By the way, the lady in this relationship, she was married before. She married very young and got divorced, and for her husband it was a first marriage, so their marriage is the first marriage. And of course, if a lady, a 35 years old lady, would call me and ask me to introduce her to a man who is like 5 years younger, if she wanted to join a database or pay me for the search, I would say no. Why? Because I don't know many men who are specifically looking for a relationship that will lead to marriage with a woman who is 5 years older. But sometimes such exceptions, like with this couple, they just happen. So they saw each other at a party, they liked each other, and they hit it off. But specifically, if a 35 years old woman would call me and tell me that, hey, I want to meet someone 5 or 10 years younger, I would say no, because I realistically understand that I have to have a base of younger men who are looking for an older woman, and I don't have such a base, and I don't know where to find such men. We have created couples at Diolli.com with age differences of 7 years, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, even once with an 18 years age difference, and always the gentleman was older than a lady. But what all these couples have in common? Dating someone who is precisely 12 years younger or precisely 15 years younger or 10 years older or 15 years older was never a real goal. It just happened. So there is a huge difference between looking for an age gap and just falling for someone who tends to be older or younger. I will share a story with you. Like years ago, it was one of the first couples I have created. We have worked with a gentleman, and he was 48, an entrepreneur from Sweden, really good looking, tall, handsome, broad shoulders, very athletic, never married, he didn't have kids, and he wanted to date someone younger to have children. And after talking to this gentleman, we have agreed that we would be introducing him to ladies in the age group 33 up till 38, and he is not open to date someone who has kids from previous relationship. So we have started introducing him, and then I'm interviewing this lady for another client, and she is 30 years old. She works for a law company, she speaks English and German, she is very active, she is into windsurfing, into surfing, she likes traveling. And I just talk to her and I think about my Swedish client, and I start asking her questions. What does she want from a relationship? What are her long-term goals? And she tells me that she would like to meet a man who is very smart, who is successful. She would like to be a stay-at-home mother in the future, perhaps to have a part-time job after kids are older. She wants to have 2 kids because she wants to actually live, not to work to cover her expensive hobbies, but to work because she likes it. So I told this 30 years old lady that I know it is crazy, but I think I have a very special gentleman who is years older, but who ticks all the boxes except from the age group she wants, and I suggest her to go out with him. Of course, the lady was turned off by the age difference at first, and she was skeptical, and I've told her that, look, I don't offer you a lifetime commitment here, so just a date. You go out with him. If you feel that there is this age difference and you are not attracted, you say so, and there is no second date. And she said yes. And then I had to actually convince my male client to give it a try, because he said that she's 18 years younger. So if he was not careful in college, she might have been his daughter. So Svetlana, are you sure? I want to date younger, but isn't that too young? And I have convinced him to give it a try. And they went out on a date, and they loved each other really much, because they had so much in common. They had lots of common topics: surfing, windsurfing, interest, traveling goals, ideas about family, gender roles in the family, future. They have even talked about baby names, even though I don't recommend to do it on the first date, but they really liked each other. Of course, their families and some friends, they didn't understand their choices, because 18 years of the age difference, that's a lot. And this couple, they have managed to build their relationship despite the age difference. Because sometimes men write in the comments that the age difference is actually beneficial. No, people still manage to build a relationship despite the age gap, not because of it. So this couple, they are still together, they are happily married for 12 years, they have 2 kids, just like they wanted. And by the logic of some of our viewers and subscribers who write in the comments below our videos, our male client, after going out with the lady who is 18 years younger, should have demanded that all his matches from now on were the same age, 18 years younger. But our male client, he is actually a smart man, and he understood that this is an exception, a huge exception. This lady and their attraction, the fact that it is mutual, it is truly exceptional. So it would have been crazy and ridiculous to demand that all women who are 18 years younger not only go out with him on dates, but actually like him. And the same applies to the lady. By the logic of some of our viewers, this lady should be attracted to all men who are 18 years older. And actually, her husband, he was the oldest man she has been out on a date with, and she ended up building a relationship with him, falling for him despite their age difference. So no, she was not simply attracted to older men. It was not like that. After working in the love industry for over a decade, after introducing real people on real dates, getting their real feedback, talking to the ladies, talking to gentlemen, I have no doubts that people who end up in a relationship with the age difference, they were not looking for it. It just happened. They saw each other, they like each other, and they have managed to build their relationship despite their age difference. And people who are looking precisely for the age gap, or men who want to date only someone who's 15, 20 years younger, or women who want to date younger men, they lose at the end, because they are not looking for a person, they are looking for the exact age. And it is always a losing strategy, because you try to neglect all the other qualities, all the other red flags that are there, because you settle on this age, you settle on certain looks and age, and you miss all the fantastic candidates who might have chosen you for all the right reasons and with whom you could have actually built a meaningful, lasting relationship. I have seen it so many times when men really neglect a fantastic date with the lady because she is 36, and they try their best to impress a 32 years old, despite the fact that she is less interested and they have less things in common. But they see this age, and in their head they have to get her because the younger the better, and it's not so. I hope it was helpful. Thank you for watching this video till the end. Don't forget to press like right now, please do it. To subscribe to our channel, of course. And if you want to support our channel, you can also become a sponsor by pressing a special button. You can become either a Diolli friend or Diolli lover or Diolli family. I wish you lots of love, Svetlana Muchar, especially for Diolli.com from Munich, Germany.